I am Feel It.
And I am Fix It. And we talk about life.
And stuff and things.
With the occasional rant.
Which you will have no problem doing.
Hello. Good morning. Good afternoon, good evening, or good night, whatever it is, wherever you are. We hope you're having a good one.
Absolutely.
Hope everybody had a good Father's Day and everything else and all that fun stuff.
Right. Yeah, because
Yeah.
we missed last week. So,
Yep.
So it was Flag Day and Father's Day. Hope those were good for you.
Mm-hmm. Certainly hope so.
And I'll apologize. I am the reason that we did not record.
Not entirely.
Well, I know you didn't fight me too hard, but I had a particularly bad week, and I wasn't at the best place even by Sunday. So it was a last minute decision. So again, we apologize. We don't normally do that. Try not to do that. Try to have planned weeks off, but
Yes.
just a particularly bad week with a couple different client interactions, and I just said I didn't really talk a lot. Just
That is part of your job, is
one of
the
those
emotional drain that can occur.
Yeah.
I mean, you're kind of dealing with people going through stuff, and it's...
And it had more than one that was rough that week, and I was feeling it by the end of it.
And that load is somewhat transferred.
And then this week was better enough, but I'm still tired. It's more mental than physical. And that's on me. To the point where we don't even have a topic for today.
No, not really. But
We're just going to talk.
sure.
We're just going to talk.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know if you noticed that we didn't have a topic.
No, I noticed.
Okay.
Well, I kind of assumed you had something you wanted to talk about.
No,
Because usually
not really.
you ask me if you don't, you usually ask me if I've got something. And since you bring it up, I thought you might have had something.
What number episode are we on?
This is episode 99.
Oh my goodness. Well, we're going to have to do something significant for next week then, aren't we?
Yeah,
Next week happens to be 4th of July.
Yep. The United States celebration of its independence from British rule. Or at least when we said, enough of this.
250 years.
There's got to be a name for that. And I don't... 250 years. Okay, 100 years is a centennial.
Yeah.
200 years is a bicentennial. 150 years is a sesquicentennial.
But there isn't a name for 250.
But is there a name for 250 years?
That's a great question. Do you have
And I don't know. And the only reason I know sesquicentennial is because I lived through Michigan had its 150th when I was in school. And it was kind of a thing. So, and that some things just stick in your head, and sesquicentennial, for some reason, popped into my head. Oh, they actually have a name. Okay, all right.
Hold on while he reads that. I went ahead and I ordered a USA t-shirt because I realized I do not have anything incredibly patriotic. And then a tank top that has a flag on it. My youngest helped me pick it out. So I'll be wearing those Friday and Saturday. Friday, I am working for a few hours that day. It's a federal holiday here. I had a lot of clients, well, half my clients that were like, yeah, I'm going to be busy. The other half were like, no, I still like to meet. Sure, why not? Some in person, some virtual. I'll make it work. I'm fine with it. We don't have any plans. It's not, I mean, yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Am I tired and could I probably use a break? Yeah, but at the same time, at least half the load's fine. Tomorrow I naturally have half the day off because of the way my schedule runs. It's a fifth Monday. So I'll take advantage of that and go have lunch, dinner, with a good friend I haven't seen in months.
This is always good. Sometimes you need, we all need that from time to time.
Tuesday is just a weird schedule for me. So trying to take advantage of a reduced-ish week, like a little shorter, because my only planned days off are the holidays, the national holidays, from now till Christmas. And Christmas I'll be taking a week and a half. But okay, did you read through it? What is it called?
Well, they have a couple, and one of them seems really lazy. The quarter millennial. Like that's...
Sure.
Sure, I don't like that. One that would fit with sesquicentennial, which is 150 years, is sestercentennial, which apparently is 250 years.
Okay.
That actually kind of in the similar vein as sesquicentennial, so I'm guessing they have similar backgrounds. But there's also the semiquincentennial. I don't know that one.
Those all just seem like long words.
Yeah, I'm going to go with sestercentennial. I think that's... Sestercentennial.
Like Fester?
Sester. Yeah, okay. A sister with an E. Sester.
Okay.
Sure.
That's
okay.
not weird.
No, not weird at all.
All right. Anyway.
Yeah, I'm good with it. I'm fine.
I guess. That's what we're going to do. So, yeah.
Yes.
You have a couple days off this week.
True.
And then our youngest is working 12s,
so
that she doesn't have to work.
Yeah, they're hoping to be able to work ahead so they don't have to work the next couple of weekends.
All right.
Okay. Okay, good luck.
Good luck.
I know she worked some long days when she worked the popcorn counter, but I don't know if she ever pulled 12s.
I don't believe she's ever pulled a 12.
I don't think she ever worked 12s. So this is definitely going to be something different for her. Mm-hmm. That, and it's 12 to noon. So it's midnight to noon.
When she normally goes to bed. But it's 2 days in a row.
It's 2 days in a row.
She plans on sleeping her weekend away.
And then a long weekend. Yeah.
And I said, that's fine. You're an adult. That's your prerogative. She was invited to go to a Weird Al concert.
Which I will recommend to anyone that ever asks.
Of course.
My
children have gone to Weird Al concerts.
Yes, they have. We've been to more than they have, but yes, they have.
But if we're going to speak of one of those parent things, so as we have shared, and we'll reiterate now, our oldest does have higher functioning autism. There's a lot of emotional immaturity, a lot of stuntedness. Though she's worked very, very hard and does very, very well, and she has a job and she functions in life. When she was invited to go, it's a mutual friend of like our other daughter. They've grown up with him. We call him one of the gaming buddies.
We've referred to before the boys coming over.
Yeah,
he's half of them. Yeah, he's half of the boys.
So he's just a few months older than her. He just turned 23. She's 22. And our other daughter, our youngest, is like, yeah, I don't care. I'm sleeping, right?
Yep. Yeah, it's like, no, she's not.
This is kind of a big deal for her to consider it, and she's a little nervous about it. And we'll continue to have discussions about it.
Well, yeah, and it's there's a lot going into that.
But let's explain the venue.
Sure.
So anyone could look up the amphitheater that is now in Grand Rapids, Michigan, and the amount of complaints that have come up about the noise.
Oh, yeah.
Because somebody apparently along the way didn't think that an open venue that would seat, I don't know how many, 10, 12,000, something
thousands,
crazy, I don't know.
Thousands.
Would be loud.
Especially when you're doing rock shows.
I don't know.
It's like it's an open air venue
confused.
right next to the downtown area and all of the apartments, and nobody thought to think that, you know what, maybe people want to sleep and not hear that act, because if they wanted to hear that act, they would have bought tickets and gone to that act.
But also, just before the very first venue, which I believe we talked about already, I think we did. Forgive me if we already have, but they started publicly announcing, don't try to drive here. Ride share if you can.
Mm-hmm.
Take a bus.
Yes.
But if you do, plan on walking for blocks and having a hard time finding a place because we didn't think about the parking very well either.
Oh, let's take it even further than that. They did some expansion to some of the other venues in the area, and the only place to expand to was the parking lots. So they removed parking space to increase seating. But now there's no place for that increased seating. Those butts don't have a place to park their car.
And one of the other potential things they've discussed isn't quite ready yet, which is some parking off of some nearby college or something.
Yes.
That they plan on sharing with this soccer stadium that is currently also being built, to bring in worldwide visitation. So, all this to say,
I got thoughts on that too. But
there was some absurd lack of planning here. And in discussing this with our daughter, it's like, well, you better wear some good shoes. And are you?
Yes.
And she's not, comfortable potentially being stuck by herself or walking very far in the dark and all that stuff. Don't blame her.
Nope.
I said I'm literally counseling somebody right now who's traumatized from watching her friend get mugged downtown, walking from work to her in a parking garage, right? Walk into a parking garage just to go home. Things happen. Okay? Things happen. I know they happen everywhere, but this just happens to be the area where our daughter's going. Mind you, she's been down there before.
Yes.
Group settings. We've tried to really, really instill safety, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, you never want to be the lone zebra.
Oh my God, no. No. And now there's this new venue that's just, it's just.
I heard it's a great venue, but
it's going to bring in all kinds of people, all kinds of sorts, right? But also potential more criminal activity there. Think about it. Yeah. You have the multiple venues within a few blocks of each other. That's a haven. Well,
and we were discussing this today while we were running some errands, and one of the things I had to say, I iterate often is, and this is a rounding up a lot, but like 99% of the population at worst is indifferent. There's a lot of really good people out there. There's a lot of okay people, but there's a lot of people who just, I don't care. And so at worst, they're indifferent. But you do have that small, very small minority of people who are active predators, one way or the other. And those are the ones that, it's like, there's the ones that are going to ruin it for everybody.
It happens.
They're the ones that steal. Those are the ones that attack. Those are the ones that take advantage. And it's a very small number of the whole. But they're a very existent part of the whole. So you want to do everything you can to not draw their attention.
That would be the idea, yes.
And one of those things is, basic security stuff. Don't never flash your cash. Never let anybody know where you keep your money and your ID. Never be alone. Always have backup. Just little things that you can do to minimize your opportunity to be singled out.
Pretty basic stuff.
It's pretty basic stuff. But if you don't think about it, sometimes habits that you develop are not helping you in those situations. And you pointed out a couple of things she was doing in the store. It's like, you do realize it's like the way you handled that, everybody now knows where your money is. Everybody knows what pocket your wallet is in, and everyone knows where your card is. And, you're walking around with your purse unzipped. It's like anybody could walk by and grab your crap. Like it's
I'm
little.
not just being cynical.
No, and it's, and
But
again,
basic.
99% of the population is apathetic about the whole situation.
I think that's a high number.
At worst, most people are just, they don't care.
I think that's high.
But it only takes that 1%. That 1% that's actively looking for, who can I take advantage of? You don't want to give them the opportunity, because that's on you. I will never, and that has the hints of victim shaming or victim blaming, and that's not what I'm doing. But you can, I mean, when it comes right down to it, the individual that commits the crime is the only one that is responsible for the crime. But there's steps you can take to not make yourself the most likely candidate to be victimized.
Yes.
If they're going to victimize somebody, you want to do everything you can to not be the one that they go, easy target.
That would be the goal.
Yeah. Like you're, I used kind of an analogy with somebody once when I was like, they weren't getting what I was trying to say. And so I took it to just an absurd situation. If you're swimming in the ocean, you know there are sharks. So you don't want to be attacked by sharks, which is a very low occurrence. That doesn't happen much. But there's no point in going out into shark-infested water wearing a meat bikini.
Sure.
And the way some people
Did you get your point across?
I think so. It's like there's no point in wearing the meat bikini. Only say, the shark attacking you is on the shark, but you drew the shark's attention. You don't want to draw their attention.
Fair enough.
That part is on you. They're going to attack somebody. You want to minimize your chance that they're going to attack you. Or at least they're going to try to attack somebody. And anything that you do that increases the likelihood of you being the target, you want to eliminate. You want to minimize. Especially when you're actively going into shark-infested waters. Large events always attract the people that are predatory at large events.
Yes.
They have a large group of people, and they can just scan around and go, oh, look at that little fawn over there is all by their lonesome. They're segregated from the rest of the crowd. They don't have backup. Guess what? You're now they found their easy target, and there's always an easy target in those groups.
Man, you're just taking it to a whole degree.
It just is what it is, It's like I'm not saying it's a good thing. I'm not saying it's unavoidable, and I'm not saying I wouldn't eliminate it if it was at all possible. But the reality is they exist. The predators exist.
They do.
And you have to be aware and as best as you can be prepared. And some of the simple stuff is, again, you don't flash your money. Don't be the loudest one or the most flamboyant one in a group, and always make sure you got a group.
Yeah.
It's the lone deer that gets taken out, not the herd.
Yeah. And it's not just because I've watched a little too much true crime.
Yeah. Yeah.
There really is some reality to all this.
There is. There's always, and unfortunately, there's a lot of reality to criminality out there. Like I said, most people are perfectly fine and they'll help you out if they can, and like a majority of people are at worst don't care about you enough to want to cause you grief. But that's a really small minority is actively looking to ruin somebody's day. And you don't want their attention.
So we're doing our best to educate on that.
We try.
And, we're only going to get so far because she's 22. But
you're
we're still going to say the things.
Yeah, you educate as best you can. You lead by example as much as you can. And you point out flaws when they arise. and hope they learn from it.
I mean, I don't even know what show would be good enough that I'd even consider it. I just can't even fathom what would be worth that.
I am not interested in going to any show at that venue, to be honest with you. Just don't. I mean,
call me an old
we've been to
call me whatever you want.
Yeah, there've been other venues. There's other venues down there in the area that we've gone to. Had a great time. Some smaller ones, some much bigger ones, and they were great.
Gonna be terrible.
But yeah, there's I want to say it's November. There's a con happening down there, and it's like, okay,
Comic Con.
Yeah, it's Grand. I think it's Grand Con or something like that in November. Anyway, kind of interested in going and checking one out. I've never actually been, and I'm enough of a geek that surprises people.
And you will learn how to be using Uber.
Yeah, like
not a sponsor.
Not a sponsor. I don't care. Uber, Lyft, whatever. I'm like, yeah. You know what? I don't feel like bringing a car. I don't feel like driving in that crap or trying to locate some place to park and then paying for parking and then walking for blocks to get to, like, you know what? I will pay that money. I will consider that a part of the ticket fee. Just because I don't want to deal with it. Of course you have to deal with.
Well, figure a parking structure is like
stuff.
$20-$25.
For events, yeah.
And then, which is every night now.
Pretty much.
Multiple nights between all the venues. And, yeah. Anyway. It's definitely just, you can call me whatever you want. Call me an old fuddy-duddy. I'm just over it. I'm past it.
Yeah. And they've made it so much less convenient. They've added why would you? I mean, yes, you added seating. That's great, but you decreased parking, so you made it easier to sit people, but harder to get people there in the first place. That doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense to me. You got a big venue. You need a lot of parking. Well, we don't have any parking of our own. Like, well, that's dumb. I mean, that's dumb.
I don't benefit from this stuff.
Not at all.
I don't know who does.
There's a lot of people out there making a whole lot of money. I have no doubt. Agrisure or something like that.
I can't say. It's some insurance company.
Yeah.
Not a sponsor.
Definitely not a sponsor.
But anyway, that's a practical thing going on. You were wearing one of your Father's Day gifts. I said, I don't think he's going to wear them. Go ahead and say what they are.
I have some new, plush slippers. They're white, which that's not normal for me. But they also have a bunch of strawberries and daisies on them.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Really didn't think that was happening.
Yeah, no. There is a 0% chance that I would have purchased them for myself.
Pretty comical.
It is, but they're comfy and warm. And and they were a gift, so I'm going to wear them.
And how did you spend Father's Day?
It was very chill. I don't remember a whole lot there was nothing exciting, which was kind of nice. I can tell you what I didn't do. I didn't do a bunch of house projects.
No, you didn't. Took the weekend off in that way. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You finished the majority of the flooring.
Yes.
There's only the stairs left.
The stairs, and I still have to trim everything out. But
that's a winter project. That's not right now.
Yeah, I'm not super worried about it. The stairs are going to be a great deal of effort, just because of so much modification that has to happen.
So basically, if they don't happen till winter, I don't care about that either.
Yeah, well, and
make sure you get the flooring.
As long as we're still carrying things up and down stairs, carpet's not a bad thing. It's way more traction, and if you do stumble, it's padded.
Yeah.
Yeah, anyway, but that's...
Still a lot there.
Yep. Got some painting left to do. I think it's the last hold up before moving a lot of stuff, but... Yeah.
We, didn't do a whole lot today. We slept in till 10 Eastern time.
Yeah.
I got up for the dog and then I went back to sleep. I didn't think I'd go back to sleep, but I did. Sat down to watch Enola Holmes 3 just to find out it was a trick. Mm-hmm. That it actually won't be on until July 1st.
Yeah.
That's a trick.
It's a trick. Well, and yeah.
So then we watched a couple of the documentaries on there. One of them was Maternal Instincts.
That was messed up. That one's just...
On Netflix, by the way, not a sponsor.
Yeah. There's a lot... okay.
Maternal Instincts.
There's been a true crime... I don't know. It's like... There've been a lot of true crime documentaries on In the House for a little while now.
I told you, I'm trying to get back in touch with my hobbies, my interests.
Uh-huh.
It's not gaming nights. It's not Hallmark, not a sponsor. It's not. It's easily accessible true crime.
Yeah. And what's sad is you get halfway through them and you go, but these guys are stupid.
Oh no, I mean that was frightening. That one was
frightening. Horrible.
And all I could think of was mental illness. So much mental illness. So much mental illness.
Well, and for a while there, that one in particular, I kept thinking, it's like, I know somebody that would have done this. I could picture them doing this.
Yikes.
Up to a certain point. And then I was like, yeah, no, that's a whole new level of crazy. Just...
Yes.
In all honesty, it was in its own way, it was a very interesting documentary. And I never want to watch it again.
Right?
Yeah,
That's horrifying. If you are pregnant, don't watch it. If you have a loved one that is pregnant, don't watch it.
And if you do, you will never want to let them be alone
with anyone ever.
You
will be completely freaked out. You will also want to do background checks on any photographers you have at your wedding or any other event that you have a photographer. So I'm just saying, just be prepared. You sit down and watch that one. And then the other one, excuse me, Joni Hildebrandt. That one's like a year old, but which I've heard that name and I kind of sort of ish knew the premise. That one was pretty wild. And you having to come from a family of Mormons, had a special, I know you always have special feelings about documentaries that involve that kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. No disrespect whatsoever to anyone in their faith. I am not saying they are all this bad.
There are some wacky people involved in everything.
There happens to be a lot involved with the Mormon culture. And then this one specialist on there went so far as to say it was basically a Utah. It was like a whole state of Utah type of mindset. So, yeah, that one was also wild and
it was definitely
awful.
Yes.
Makes you think about some of that. Influencer, like what's really behind the scenes stuff. Mm-hmm. Like when you want to look like this, like perfectly crappy, chaos mom, and then really what you got going on is
and it also
spiritually led insanity.
Well, yeah, but there's also another underlying part in there is you need to be very careful of who you take advice from.
Oh, for sure.
Because the individual at
Gave
the heart of this
counselors
one,
a bad name.
oh yeah, this individual was a licensed counselor.
Yeah, she had my credentials.
And
literally.
The stuff that she was telling people. Well, and as a counselor, you don't tell people what to do. You have them tell you what they're going through, and you help them process it in a healthy manner, not dictate to people's behavior. And she manipulated people into doing things that were just
wild.
Yeah, just
wild. So
you need to be, like, and I've said certain things before. It's like, okay, but I do believe there's a place for counseling and whatnot. Not demeaning that at all, but anytime you are going to put yourself in a position to let yourself be vulnerable, and for counseling to work, you have to be honest. Mostly with yourself. You have to be vulnerable and humble enough to accept and admit to.
I have some better with that than others.
Yeah, it takes you got to establish a relationship and get to that point. And it's like, if you want it to work, you got to be willing to open the door. Mm-hmm. But you have to be really careful of who you open the door to. Just because they have the license doesn't mean they're worth the risk.
That's true. That's true, and I am.
Just like, well, and again, not demeaning anybody at all, but it's like, in the same vein, just because somebody has a license to drive doesn't necessarily mean that they actually should be.
Well, I have a client right now, fairly new, and this is that kind of situation where her husband wanted her to get a Christ-centered counselor, which I am. And then she made the comment to me the other day that he's upset. Wasn't she just telling you to stay? Isn't she just talking to you about staying in the marriage? No, that I'm not here to tell you to just stay in your marriage.
You're not.
You actually came to me wanting to talk about all your reasons to leave, and I'm helping you process your reasons and determine whether or not that's the best for the life you want. And honestly, based on what she's describing, it's spiritual abuse, and that's a whole another sort of situation. One of the things that had been weighing on me last weekend. So it was interesting to watch that show today. That was more parenting.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. But some of it did involve the marital, because it had two people on there that were interviewed that their marriages ended because of this terrible counselor.
Especially if your counselor ever tells you what you need to do is separate for a year with absolutely zero contact, including in case you go to the hospital, well, don't tell them. It's not their business. No. Just no.
It's sad to hear any licensed individual, and that's part of what gives it the bad name, right? That wants to go to those extremes, because we shouldn't ethically go to any of those extremes. We can't tell our clients what to do. No. It's actually not what we should do. It's one of the hardest things ever, actually. But the spiritual piece of it, that spiritual abuse piece of it, I'm particularly sensitive about right now because of what I am trying to help a few different clients sort through. And it's sad. It's sad when churches don't support healthy marriage and healthy reconciliation, and it's just all skewed to one side or another, one extreme or another. And unfortunately, it's more common than we would want to think. But it happens. And then when you try to bring mental health into it, that's a different layer. And ethically, as a licensed counselor, not a biblical counselor, that's just a certified biblical counselor. I am a state licensed therapist. I have ethical limits.
Yes.
I may be a trained Christian integrative counselor, which means I can talk about biblical precepts with permission, but it cannot be the whole.
No.
So
Well, and
that's tough.
Yeah, and being
That's tough.
licensed, you are. There are constraints to how you can behave, how you can speak.
Yeah, even if it's not Christ-centered.
Yes.
There's still ethical boundaries.
And
if somebody came to me and Christ had nothing to do with it, which happens, it's still not that I can tell them what to do.
no, and like your job is to not tell people what to do, even when quite possibly they want you to.
Even if I doubt what my client says,
Sure.
which I have a few that I've found in some contradictory statements and stories. It's not like I can just say liar, liar, pants on fire and be, like I can't do that either. Like I can't address it in that way.
Not like that, no. But I mean,
it's
there's the whole.
I can question some of the contradictions,
like,
which
exactly.
I've done.
It's like, okay, yeah, well, okay, you're just telling me this. And,
I just want to make sure I understand.
And the last time or before you said this, I want to make sure I am understanding the situation. And
normally it'll get backed up with some ludicrous statement, or I'd rather not answer that, or something that'll deflect it or try to downplay it. And I've got a couple like that right now.
Yeah,
that's hard too, because you're like, okay, what if this is actually going to be valuable to you? I don't know, but that's in God's hands, not mine.
It's like, I mean, I get. If you're seeking counseling or you're seeing a psychologist, psychiatrist, whatever, the foundational requirement for it to have any benefit whatsoever is for you to speak truthfully.
Honesty, yes.
Or
that's
at least
pretty basic.
Or at least don't lie.
Honesty and motivation for change would actually be that next most helpful thing, but I still can't force that either.
No, you can't.
So,
well, and there are times like people are going to counseling because they have to, they're not going to get any benefit out of that. It's one thing. It's like, okay, yeah, court ordered. It's like I have to do this, and then they come to the realization that I need to change so this doesn't happen again. That at least there's a desire to change. If people are just doing it because, well, I had to, my husband made me, or my wife made me, or my parents are making me. It's pretty classic. If you don't acknowledge the fact, and here's where I always have kind of issue with people that don't think they need anything ever, is unless you are the best, perfect version of what you can be, you could be better. And since I know everybody that I've ever met could be a better version of themselves, then, you can work with that. It's like, unless you think you're already perfect, then if you're there, even if somebody's kind of needling you into doing it, why not take advantage? It's like, you're here. Is it possible that you could be a better version of you? Then let's work on that. Nope, I'm perfect. I'm just here to shut them up. It's like, well...
But I've heard that.
Okay.
That happened.
But if you were perfect, then why are they pushing you this hard to go see a counselor?
Perfection. For the most part, it's...
Yeah, anyway.
I know. You can keep going down that one.
Oh, I could.
But for the most part, it's been a rough couple weeks, and does not feed the exhaustion in any positive way that I kind of was already feeling. But that's on me, and I'm learning to compartmentalize it. This is part of the game, and giving it to the Lord, which I do.
Need some chocolate?
Perpetually.
I'm getting some chocolate.
Actually, sadly, chocolate does not taste good to me anymore.
I'm sorry. Want some caramel?
You want to talk about a head spinner. So since I started the Zepbound, I am doing well, right? Lost 16 pounds. I'm glad for that. Since April 30th. So what, like 8-9 weeks, something like that. Pretty healthy rate, doing all right. And from the beginning, chocolate has not tasted right to me. Like from the beginning. I noticed chocolate doesn't taste right. Pork rinds don't taste right. Bacon tastes okay though. And strawberries taste more more sweet. And what I know was really off was this batch that I bought home the other day, and I was eating them, and I'm like, these don't taste like anything. So I think those are just the berries. Maybe they're just kind of big, and some of them aren't very ripe. But my taste buds have definitely changed. It's kind of strange, but true. And trying to keep up the exercise, and it's part of that mental exhaustion and part of that, like, I've been okay, like trying to find a rhythm, low and slow, building up the weight again. But no, chocolate would not do it for me. Exercise didn't necessarily do it for me. Nothing was, it wasn't the kind of tired you sleep away. It's like I have to learn in my own way, in my own space. Like, this is what this is going to mean. This is what this is going to look like. It really has made me stop and think about how long do I want to keep doing general counseling? And do I need to try to move to specialty faster than I thought? Because this is a lot the way that it is. And to encounter individuals that have the depth of mental illness that I believe they do, I don't know how well I would do to have a lot of that very long. Sure. And right now I am in a position where I am seeing a couple different clients that I know. It's like it's on the board. It's on the edge of like, okay, what is making a difference and what isn't? And what is going to be detrimental in terms of like how to refer out or not refer. And I'm processing, and I'm talking to my supervisor about her to kind of get her feel on it. And that's also one of the potential manipulation situations I am dealing with. As well as just, I don't have words for it. Selfish is the most simplest word I got. And that's why I also informed a couple of the entities that I work with that I would no longer be seeing clients just for general purposes. If it has to do with chronic illness, navigating the care of a loved one, struggles with a neurodivergent child, yep, I'll see them. But not their general issues, not infidelity or we fight all the time or I hate him. I'm not doing that anymore. I'm at least not from the referral sources that I'm
sure.
And I need to contact my landlord about it too, but she's been on vacation, so yeah. Just a lot of reality checks in the last couple weeks. But I am doing well. Still, even with the increased dose, I am doing well. Doing all right. And it's just one day at a time. I have noticed, and I dare I say it out loud because I don't know. I researched MCAS, which is mast cell activation syndrome, and GLP-1s. And it was suggested to me by my nurse practitioner that there is some evidence of stability because there are GLP-1 receptors attached apparently with mast cells. Something about the way they activate. And I actually, my physical therapist had told me about a podcast I could listen to that talked a little bit about it too. But dare I say out loud, and this will be the first time I've really done it, my trigeminal neuralgia has been incredibly reduced. I mean, I would say a solid 95 to 98% every day. It's a strange sensation. I feel it. Like I feel the pressure, and I might feel a twinge or a throb. But it's just so drastically reduced in frequency and intensity. It's weird. I thought it, and this is where I got to kind of gauge this out, right? Like I'm not gonna, I mean, I am happy, don't get me wrong, but I'm not gonna say it's like full on remission because I'm waiting this out a little bit. You know, did the with the injections, like, I had the Botox injections at the same time I started taking the GLP-1. So like but the season also changed, and there were just a lot of like factors all together. And even now, this is what gives me pause for hope, is that we have had some humid days and we have had some hot days that I would have thought they would have normally made me feel absolutely atrocious. And I don't feel anywhere near it. So I still feel like, that weird pressure headache, but like a sinus thing right now, even as our weather is turning and it's incredibly humid outside and it's supposed to get worse throughout the week. Normally at this stage, I would be feeling it coming. I'd be able to tell you like full on, like, yep, it's coming. We're supposed to have like 90 plus degree days, but that's without heat index, and it's just supposed to be super yucky this week.
Yeah, that's what I was just pulling up the 10-day just because. I haven't really looked at it.
Pretty bad. You guys are definitely gonna be feeling it in your factory.
Oh yeah, whoo doggy.
It's like dangerous.
Yeah. I'll live. It just sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be rough.
I can.
And our daughter is gonna get to experience that during the day, which she has not done yet.
Thankfully, she'll be there before it gets too. She'll be heading out before it gets too bad. In all honesty, if you're working in a factory, second shift, usually after 4 o'clock is when it starts to get bad. And it doesn't start to taper off until well after the sun goes down, because factories hold heat like crazy. I have no doubt that when I get to work that I'm going to get there and it's going to be in the mid 80s in my area when I get there.
Gross.
Have no doubt.
But I don't. We'll see. We'll see how I just don't feel it yet. I don't feel like I normally would yet.
In all honesty, like you have your issues. I have my own issues. Typically, my sinuses are very reactive to weather changes. It's been really stable, which is weird. And I often, I messed my knees up when I was in middle school. And I typically, it's like big weather shifts usually tend to make my knees ache. And despite, it's kind of weird because a lot of things seem better because I'm not. It's different. It's very different. And I haven't. It's like you've done a lot of big changes for that, and I haven't. I think in some ways it's like I don't know. It's always a little bit too hot here. I think that's part of it. It's like it seems to be a little bit more consistently crappy compared to what it was. I don't know. Maybe like just.
When you say here, what do you mean?
Like this location here. The temperature at our last house, the temperature shifts seem to hit harder than it does here. I think there's a lot of grass and we're surrounded by a lot of trees.
We're surrounded, but not the house itself.
Yeah, not the houses themselves, but it's like I can look out there and there is a wall of trees in every direction. And there's a lot of green and way less concrete.
Fair enough. Yeah. So.
Yeah, I don't know. But, yeah.
I'm grateful.
It's definitely been a different kind of. This year's been very different.
I am grateful for feeling better, and I hope it continues. And I don't know entirely what it's attributed to. If it is in this particular medication, I guess I'm grateful. I wouldn't have seen it coming.
Nope.
But.
There are times when I don't understand why. I'm just grateful.
Basically.
I don't know. I don't like mysteries. I like to understand things. But sometimes you just have to accept the fact that you're not supposed to understand, or there's no way you're going to understand. You just say thank you and move on.
Basically, yeah. Mm-hmm. So I'm taking it one day at a time and still having minor side effects and managing it from usually the day of an injection, day after. Still have trouble with a lot of carbonated beverages and the fat. And I'm not just talking like any fat. It's like I could have olive oil on a vegetable and that be too much. So I'm still figuring that piece of it out, of what is too much fat at once. Yeah, I'm doing all right. I'm doing good. So just one day at a time.
Which is awesome. You know, it's like I'm very grateful that you are in many ways feeling better.
I am. I really am. Joint pain is better. Neuralgia is better. Yeah. I do have a limited diet right now in some ways. So
that bites.
I couldn't tell you. Well, they tell you like the emphasis needs to be on protein because you feel so full so fast, and that's fine. The biggest change from before, whereas I'm not unused to higher protein, is having no cravings. When they say it takes away your food noise, that means appetite. It takes away your appetite. Like, what is this catchy little term, food noise? It means that I don't, instead of it being because of pain that I don't want to eat, I just don't want to. Like, it's just like shut off these receptors, right? Like, it literally, I just don't care.
Yeah. When you hurt, it's like eating's going to hurt more and I don't want to.
But I would at least want a certain food.
But I should eat.
And tell myself it would taste good, right? Or like, it's good for me or whatever. Now it's, okay, yeah, I got to make sure I eat protein. I don't care. I don't care about chicken. I don't care about anything.
It's kind of given you a symptom of ADHD.
What? Meaning what?
There have been a lot of times in my life where I'd go a day or two and not eaten at all because I didn't think about it. Like my body, it's like it's
fair. I mean,
it wasn't until it's like I'm shaking. Why am I shaking? When was the last time I ate? I haven't eaten anything since dinner on Tuesday, and it is now noon on Thursday.
Well, I make sure you have food every day.
I am aware. I'm aware, but I mean, there have been times where that was not the. Well, I mean, where there was just too much crap going on. I wasn't around the house, gone all the time, and I just not eat, and it would never occur to me to eat because I never felt the desire to eat because I had too much stuff going on. So, chemically speaking, they've induced in you that little weird. And I've known a number of ADHD people who have said that there were times where, quite literally, I just forgot to eat. And since I never actually felt hungry, and then it realizes, like, I haven't eaten in like a day and a half.
Yeah, I should eat something. I guess you could say I could do that. Now, if it wasn't for the deal that I made, though, right? Because the second I start losing muscle mass, I have to go down in my dosage, and so I've been very intentional eating the protein, working out at least 2-3 days a week, walking 2-3 days a week, and I was up like 0.3 on their little measurement for the muscle mass. Yeah. So I was headed up.
And that is one of the big arguments against things like the GLP-1s is people aren't monitoring that, and they lose muscle mass and bone density. I have to apologize. We had a little technical glitch, and unfortunately, a few minutes of our conversation is completely lost. So allow me to give you a quick segue from where we just were to where we are now. We were transitioning to a discussion about our lives and our housing project and how there's much we've gotten accomplished and yet there's still more to go. And with that, I'll allow what actually recorded to take over from here. Yeah, I'm still there was a kind of a big push. Let's finish this flooring, get this done. Like, okay, let's do it. Big focus there, but it's like I give the same advice. I will end what I'm talking about with this little bit of advice to anybody working on anything. You don't eat an elephant all at once. You do it a bite at a time.
So true.
And whatever you got going on, it's like with us, we've got a house that it's a nice house, it's a comfortable house, and there's no major anythings.
Very blessed.
But there's a lot of little things that we want to do to make it ours and to set it up for the way we live our lives. And if you look at the whole, it's overwhelming. We don't have to worry about the whole. Have in mind a couple of things that, okay, what is the big thing I want to accomplish? And what's the smallest bite that you can take? And then focus on making those little bites. And don't focus too much on the big picture. Focus on that little bit that you can do right now. Like, I have set a goal, and with some exceptions, I've been pretty good at meeting it, is I will work towards the end goal a little bit every day. Sometimes that might be, okay, I'm going to do some painting, or I'm going to pull down, change a light fixture, or, clean some carpet, or whatever it happens to be. You can do something. I've got a half hour today that I can focus on doing. Like, find something that you can do for a half hour that's going to move you in the direction of the end goal. Don't worry about eating the elephant. Just worry about the bite you got to take right now. And remember that, and tomorrow, you take another bite. Might be a bigger bite, might be a smaller bite, but take your bite. And as long as you do that, eventually you're going to eat that elephant.
So, yeah, like right now, it was storage, right? What do we need to do to bring in the storage to be able to continue to unpack? And,
and I mean, I've got...
A little trial and error.
I was if I move the tractor, I can park a car in the garage right now.
Which you'll need to do to fix your car.
Yes. Now, I can't put your car in the garage.
I'm not worried about that.
Because it's like you've got a much wider vehicle. Which, that's the kind of vehicle you like. We're going to get there. But in order to get there, I have other totes that need to get emptied. Well, okay, where do those totes need to go? It's like, okay, all of these, it's the game stuff. It's like, okay. Well, some of that game stuff is the video game stuff that I have an area set up for that's going to get it. Other stuff is like board games, and I got a closet that's going to go into, but that closet's not ready, and the game section is not ready. Like, what do I got to do to do this and this? Like, those are the bites that I'm taking. Those are my next bites. I want to empty those. So in order to empty those, I need to do this. Well, that's going to be my focus this week, is working on those bites.
One thing at a time.
So how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. How do you get the house? How do you park a car? How do we park your car in the garage? It's like, well, in this case, I need to put paint on that wall. So what I got to do to paint that wall, so I can get that wall ready, so that I can move that entertainment center up against that wall and not have to move it again, so that I can put all of that stuff in there and empty all of those totes.
Well, thank you for explaining that all in great detail.
It's like that's my example of eating your elephant. In this case, that's my small bites to eat my elephant.
Yes,
in this case, it's not even eating the elephant. It's how do I finish that leg of the elephant? And it's like, in order to finish that leg of the elephant, I got to do this.
Do not have one room or one project done, and that it might be that way for a minute. And
well,
it is what it is.
Well,
it is what it is.
There's a lot of projects that are done, but they led their way to another project.
And it's fine.
So it's like the flooring's done, except for one room and the stairs.
Yeah, saying so it's not. But anyway,
but
that's
not
the point.
But and then
it's not actually done. That's just it.
Well, it is The flooring is done. Now the trim needs to be done.
It's not entirely finished. No.
No.
But it is done as it needs to be right now.
Yes.
And that's okay.
There's a long list, and there's been a lot of checks. Like done. And of course, everything that's done is like, okay, now I have to do this. So there's a side box to that check mark. But it's like there is a lot of things that have been completed, but there's still so much more. But we're still one day at a time taking our bite of that elephant.
Yes.
And at some point we're going to have to figure out what are we going to do with the parts you can't eat.
Okay, that's a weird statement.
That's another day.
And
that's another.
That's
another conversation.
So very detailed in explaining all of that. Sorry for anyone that got bored with that. So we have to plan something very significant for our next episode. I'm not sure what that will be, but we will figure that out. And next week is also the 4th of July in America. We do not have anything significant planned for ourselves that I'm aware of. Our daughters were invited to go do some fireworks in somebody's yard.
Yeah, well, we were invited too.
I know we were. We haven't talked about it.
No.
But we'll figure it out. There's nothing significant. Let's put it that way. If there's stuff around here, that's fine. If there's a little more laziness, that's fine too. Like I said, I need to take advantage of a lighter week, and I'm going to. So. Because the next planned one won't be for 2 months, which would be Labor Day.
Yep. It's the upside of staying busy is, man, so far it does not, things have been going, time's been going fast.
Here's the funny thing though, right? So on Great American Family, not a sponsor, and Hallmark, not a sponsor, they are playing Christmas movies. They started on Friday.
Yeah, Christmas in July started in June. And
my aunt told me that QVC, not a sponsor, is supposed to be starting their Christmas in July sales as well this weekend, whether or not that was true. And then when we were at Menards today, not a sponsor, what did they have?
Halloween crap.
So yes, summer is technically like is it meteorological? Which is the summer that just started last weekend, where it starts getting darker a little bit every day.
You know what? If most of the time I could tell you,
I get confused. But anyway, the
official start of summer has started, and now they've got Halloween crap out.
Summer is like half over if you're going to look at a school year. In summertime, that's half over.
The actual season of summer is barely started.
The season of summer is barely started, right? Because that was only this last Sunday. The unofficial start is Memorial Weekend. It's like Memorial to Labor Day is what's considered like summer, right?
Summer break, yeah.
And yeah, so it's just kind of one of those weird. We need to really stop and think about it. Yeah, it's strange that June went by in a blink.
Yes. There's some good times in there.
And now real summer, when the water gets warm enough to walk into and all that. That's coming.
That's coming.
But anyway. We'll find some special way to celebrate the country's 250th anniversary. I am proud to be an American.
I'm very thankful I was lucky enough to be born here.
And I am grateful for every military person that has fought and lived and died for that freedom. So,
yes,
very much.
Great deal of appreciation.
That being said,
yes. So, anyway, all you out there that are also enjoying your summers,
keep doing it.
In the Northern Hemisphere, enjoy your summers.
Keep doing it.
Stay cool, drink your water, get out there and have some fun.
Mm-hmm.
For those of you in the Southern Hemisphere, stay warm. Also stay hydrated and have some fun. And see you on the other side. So with all that being said, I'm Fix It.
I'm Feel It.
We hope you join us in the future.
Until next week.
Y'all have a great one.